What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you tuning in. We're back for more 2021 Legends. This time it's the Tampa Bay Rays, and I'm very excited to talk about this team. You know, they do not have the deep and rich tapestry of previous players the way some of the teams that we've recently done have had. Baltimore, Boston, and New York, all three of those clubs, obviously around much longer, much richer histories, and that's just something that we're going to run into with some of these expansion clubs. That said, they're starting to pile up some years. Some guys are retiring because a lot of their best guys are for flashbacks. Like, they're still in the game. Ben Zobrist, Evan Longoria, David Price. And all of a sudden, you know, if you don't do flashbacks, they're not really getting many guys. But they've got some legends. They've been bringing some in here and there. You know, Fred McGriff's been a staple. You know, I'm trying to think of others, actually. Who else do they really get as legends right now? They really get primarily flashbacks because not that many guys crossed into the Rays realm. But I've got 5 here, down from the 6 that we did with the last 2 teams. And I'll turn to my trusty Twitch chat here afterwards to see who they've got, twitch.tv/sport, if you want to come out and watch these live. If not, if you're watching this on YouTube and you have a name that we haven't mentioned, either in the 5 listed or in the Twitch chat, put it down in the comments below. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. But without further ado, let's start the list, and let's start it a little bit on the obvious end, okay? Let's just off rip. We're going Carl Crawford. Obviously, y'all remember him from when he was in the game. He did get a premium flashback. We've seen great cards of Carl Crawford. That 2010 season was particularly special. 307 average, 30 doubles, 13 triples, 19 homers, and 47 stolen bases. Just the all-around power speed capability that's shown in those metrics right there really crystallizes what Carl Crawford could do. He also had 6 years of 45 plus stolen bases, 5 of 10 plus triples. He's got diamond, gold, silver, and bronze potential because of the way his career ran. A lot of his diamond gold would be with the Rays. Silver, bronze potential starts to pop up with the Red Sox and Dodgers there at the end of his career. But if he has a good swing, I could see him being a great card. So I'd like to see Carl Crawford back in the game, give them another premier legend. And Ben Zobrist is out now, so all of a sudden he's going to have to be a legend pretty soon too. Hopefully sooner than later. I love Ben Zobrist cards. Next up is Carlos Pena, big first baseman, now on MLB Network. I mentioned that again just in passing. It does not help or hurt anything. We have not seen that if you're automatically on MLB Network, all of a sudden you're in MLB The Show soon. It's been kind of hit and miss. Some analysts that are on MLB Network are in the game, others aren't. I would love to see Pena in, though. And I think it is primarily because of how much I think he'd be a badass Battle Royale player. I think his silver bronze card, whatever they did for that, would be awesome in BR. Assuming he has the right swing for it, I guess. But that kind of power focused, low contact guy that kills in BR, Pena would fit right in. But he would have a diamond year, and it would be that 2007 season when he hit 282, 411, 627 with 46 homers, 103 walks in 612 plate appearances. You see there that he averaged 34 homers per 600 plate appearances, which is roughly a full season from 2007 through 2011. He would have diamond, silver, bronze potential. There's not really a gold season out there because you got that 2007, and then his batting averages really plummet. So it's hard to find a gold beyond that. So I think you go with the 3 tiers there. You go for the diamond for those that are playing ranked seasons and want a premium card, and then silver and bronze for us in the battle royale and events realm. I think that's where Carlos Pena would shine, but I'd love to see him in the game. Next up, first pitcher for them, Scott Kazmir. Again, we remember the flashback from when he was in the game, and they flash back to his best Devil Ray days, and it was Devil Rays when he was there. And he had that 2007 season with a 162 strikeout percentage plus. Again, I will mention every video just for those that are tuning in for the first time. K percentage plus is scaled like OPS plus, WRC plus, ERA plus, where it's 100 is average, every point above, that's how much better you are than league average. Below, you're that percentage below league average. So he was 62% better than league average in his strikeout rate in 2007. That's going to be a massive K9 rating there. 237 average again, says he was difficult to square up as well. Where he struggles is with walks, but he'd have a good arsenal. I think fastball slider would be his combo there. Strikeout stud. And you look at that 2005 to 2008 range there, 351 ERA, 135 whip. I know the ERA, that doesn't show up on the card. I'm just trying to highlight how good he was with a 25% strikeout rate in those 4 seasons there. I think that would present some quality Kazmir cards. You know, he was not elite. He did not quite pan out to the complete heights that he had as a prospect, but he has some good seasons, and he would deliver some decent cards, I think, across multiple realms too. Next up, Melvin Upton Jr., BJ Upton, however you want to call him. He ended his career as Melvin Upton Jr., so that's what I went with here. Again, another one, because there's just not that many options. I am repeating a lot of stuff that's kind of been in the game in some capacity, but now it would have to come back as a legend. We've already seen flashback Melvin Upton cards that crush, but that was when he was still playing. So now we got to bring him back as a legend. Maybe that 2007 season where he hit 300 with an 894 OPS, 24 homers, 22 steals. Or the Mega Diamond would be his 2008 postseason card. 288, 333, 652 with 7 homers in 72 plate appearances. That's going to be some stratospheric power with a good batting average, plus always some good speed and defense as well. I think he runs the gamut, diamond, gold, silver, bronze, across his many teams and across his career there. And I do wonder if he could also be one of those sneaky BR players, like a silver card that's low on contact, high on power, good outfield defense. Does he turn into one of those guys that, one of those pet players that we all have that we love to see in those silver rounds? I could see that for Melvin Upton Jr., and I'd love to see him back in the game. I've always been a fan of the Upton brothers, Justin and Melvin, and I'd like to see Melvin / BJ back in the game. And then finally for the Rays, we have reliever Rafael Soriano. And honestly, this could be the best card of the bunch in terms of its uniqueness. I don't think we've seen anything with Soriano as far as a premium flashback. And the fact that we haven't seen it. We haven't seen his flashback before, whereas we've seen the other 4 when they were in the game. Huge fastball, great slider, nasty cutter. You see here 136 plus, 136 K percentage plus, 70% BB plus. By the way, that goes the other way. You want a lower BB percentage plus, so your walk rate percentage plus. That means he was 30% better than league average. 5.2 hits per 9. That's tiny. That's 5th in the majors. Great years in Seattle, Atlanta, New York, and Washington. So a lot of card diversity. You could probably get multiple diamonds that would play a little bit differently. You can get a gold. You can get a silver in there. There's a lot of card diversity from Soriano as a reliever, and I think that's what also makes him a good addition. I think they do try to think about things like that with regards to players that they seek out. You know, is he a one-note kind of card, or is he somebody that we can make multiple things with? And I do think with Soriano, you could do multiple things with him. So those are my 5 Rays: Carl Crawford, Carlos Pena, Scott Kazmir, Melvin Upton Jr., and Rafael Soriano. I'll now turn it over to my Twitch chat. Like I said, I left a little meat on the bone for y'all. There's a few obvious names there, but I also want to see who else you would definitely be interested in for the Rays. No, Bilo, I'm not saying that. John Jaso snubbed. I loved John Jaso cards. I'm actually going to agree with you there. John Jaso was indeed snubbed. Unbelievable. I don't know that Jason Bartlett was snubbed, Big Daddy Ming, but I like the call out there for sure. He does own the season batting average record. You're right. Could they do more with it, though, besides the one card? Johnny Gomes would be interesting. I could see Johnny Gomes being a BR badass as well. James Shields and Matt Garza are 2 great call-outs. I could definitely see some viability with them, especially Big Game James. He would absolutely be somebody to consider. Is he still in the game as a bronze right now? Or am I crazy? Rocco Baldelli, that was the one that I'm referring to that I left some meat on the bone for you. I could have definitely put him on here. Would love to see him in. He's in the game still as a manager, so maybe it's, easier to kind of figure something out, bring him in. I'd love to see Rocco Baldelli, and he'd have some fun cards as well. Andy Sonnenstein. Yo, Ming, would you believe me if I told you I have an Andy Sonnenstein jersey? I was a huge fan of his. This is like during my statistical awakening with him. Matt Joyce is still in the game, Rodolfo. This is during my statistical awakening, and at that point, an awakening for me meant like strikeout to walk ratio was everything. it's like this new way to analyze pitchers, and it's like the most basic thing ever. But Andy Sonnenstein did not walk many guys, and so while his strikeout rate wasn't good, his K to BB was quite good, and it looked like he could be more. Instead, he was kind of middling. I also fell for guys like Scott Baker and Kevin Slowey on the Giants, or not on the Giants, on the Twins. I don't know why I said Giants, but yeah, that player type was a weakness for me, and that included Andy Sonnenstein. I don't know. Victor Martinez's best friend Grant Balfour. You could put some good cards out there. I love relievers, man. We can never have too many relievers. And if it's a reliever who has at least one diamond out there or even one gold season out there, I say bring him in. As long as he has some card diversity, including one peak card, like one badass card that you can do, I'm in for any reliever, to be honest. John Flaherty was not snubbed. You guys mentioned one earlier that you said you were going to bring back up that I'm not seeing, but so I'll just mention it. Randy Wynn would also be pretty interesting for the Rays. Yeah, he played a bunch of spots too. You could create some different cards with him. Is there a diamond out there for Randy Wynn? Let me see here. What would his best season be? Oh, no Jim Morris, aka the rookie. Sure, that'd be fun. A little Disney mix there. All right, so you look at it. If they isolated his 2005 with San Francisco when he was traded for Randy Wynn, that alone could be a diamond card. A 1071 OPS, 359 average with 14 homers and 7 steals in 247 plate appearances. That could maybe do it. Maybe his 2002 with the Rays when he hit 298, 360, 461. But then there's a lot of silver and like gold potential for Randy Wynn. So yeah, I think that'd be fun. No Travis Lee. I don't know about Delman Young. Is Fernando Rodney retired? I don't know. Of course, we've had him as a flashback. I don't know if he's fully retired yet. I know he's like 700 years old, but he never seems to want to retire. So is he going to play at age 44? I guess he didn't play this year. Didn't he latch on somewhere though and maybe get considered for playing time? I don't know, but he's 44 next year, so probably done. But also, this video's done. That's going to do it for us here. Thank you guys so much in the Twitch chat for the suggestions. Twitch.tv/Spore. Come through. We're going to be going through every team. Toronto is up next. But if you have your Tampa Bay Rays that weren't mentioned in these 5 or within the Twitch chat, put them down below. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. Got plenty more coming for you. Thank you so much for watching.